You are now listening to Vigilantes Radio, presented by the Only One Media Group. This is the people's choice for quality interviews, celebrities, and special guests. Hosted by Demetrius Dini Reynolds. Call in to join the mix at 701-801-9813. For the complete archive of episodes, visit onlyonemediagroup.com and be sure to like us on Facebook at Vigilantes Radio. We welcome all. Enjoy the show. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host, Demetrius Houdini Black Reynolds. Enjoy the show.
At dollarseed.com, all of our seeds are only $1 a pack. And we have online resources that teach you all about the rewarding hobby of growing your own plants, flowers, herbs, and vegetables. Imagine the joy you'll feel when your children actually help you harvest your first garden crop, or the pride of knowing you'll never need a florist again. Visit dollarseed.com and grow a little magic of your own for just $1. Dollarseed.com. What could be healthier?
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another incredible episode of Vigilantes Radio Live right here on iHeartRadio, and I am your host, Dini. We have a very special guest for you guys, so you definitely want to stick around for that. And as a matter of fact, go ahead and text your buddies or your family members, or even share it on social media and let them know that we are about to go live into another interview. All right, before I bring my guest on, I do want to say the more difficult task that you face, the better you'll feel when you get it done. So plunge right in and get to work on it. It won't get done by itself, and you're the one who will make it happen. You're the most capable. Tackle the most difficult, tedious, challenging things first. Start off with the things you really don't want to do, but you know you must. Go ahead and get them out of the way. And once you've gotten past them, the things you do want to do will be more enjoyable and more productive. Success comes from thinking ahead and taking the actions which will serve you best, not simply the actions which serve the whims of the moment. And you are worthy and you are definitely capable, so make it count. Harness your awesome capabilities and make some positive progress. The sooner you start, the sooner you'll be finished. And before long, those tough challenges which have been nagging you and wearing you will be behind you. Just imagine how great that will feel. And just imagine what you'll be able to do next. So get busy, get it done, and then you can look back on today as a day of great accomplishment upon which you can even build more, because you can always teach one, right? All right, take that from me, Coach Dini. That is my word, and word is fun. Today's episode was brought to you by Dollar Seed and Humbled Budget.
Have you struggled budgeting your finances? Don't worry, you're not alone. HumbledBudget.com, that's HumbledBudget.com, is the help and resource you've been searching for. HumbledBudget.com is a personal finance and educational website with a great variety of topics when it comes to budgeting, taxes, investing, and the popular topic of FIRE, financial independence, retire early. HumbledBudget.com has a goal, and that's to help you reach your financial dreams, no matter what your goals are when it comes to finances. It doesn't matter where you start, where you come from, or where you are right now. HumbledBudget.com can help. What are you waiting for? Take that first step to the financial life you've dreamed of and go to HumbledBudget.com. That's HumbledBudget. HumbledBudget.com.
All right. Again, welcome to the show. You are listening to VRL. That's Vigilantes Radio Live right here on iHeartRadio. And I am your host, Dini. Our interviews are designed to go beyond music, news, books, art, acting, films, technology, entrepreneurship, education, entertainment, and sometimes even that thing that we call the ego. Our interviews are designed to go behind the scenes and into the minds of these incredible human beings, the ones who are out there giving it their all for me, for you, and for the world. And with that, let's welcome our guest, Janelle Lenore. Hello, hello, hello. What's going on? Welcome to VRL.
I'm okay. I'm a little bit under the weather, but I'm okay.
Oh, all right. Sorry to hear that. All right. So you are an author, a financial advisor. Is that correct?
No, I'm definitely not a financial advisor. I have multiple businesses in real estate, but I did write a book, so I guess you could say author as well.
Okay. Now, the reason why I said financial advisor, because the work that you kind of do, or the work that you do kind of falls slightly in that category. So that's what I want to talk about, especially your website, the name itself. The American Dream is a scam.
Absolutely, let's do it.
Do you really truly feel that way about the American Dream?
I think the American dream as we know it is a scam. Yes, absolutely. And I say that because it's this idea that if we have to work hard, we have to work until we're 60-something years old in order to have a good life. So I think that we need to reframe the American dream. So the American dream should be to live within our purpose, should be to be able to live a life that's filled with things that make us happy and not just doing things because it's the norm.
Absolutely. So where do we start?
We start by getting financial independence. That's the way to start. If you are financially independent, then you have time to do whatever it is that you want to do and whatever it is that you need to do and whatever it is that's in your purpose. But that starts with financial independence.
All right. So that sounds a bit complicated. How do I get there?
So you get there by, in my book, I talk about reducing your expenses and investing. So I think, especially in the Black community, we think that we have to save and save. Saving is important, but you also have to invest. You can't save your way to wealth. So you have to take strategic investments. Personally, I love real estate and the stock market and business. Those are the three things you need, like the triple threat. So the stock market can be intimidating for most people, but it doesn't have to be intimidating. I think you hear about like meme stocks and things like that, and Dogecoin and things like that. I don't suggest doing any of that. I can't give any type of advice because I'm not a financial advisor, but I tell people invest in a simple S&P 500 or total stock market fund. Really, really simple. Super, super simple stuff. Real estate, it starts with, you can simply buy a house. Buy a house, live in the house gets equity. That's a start right there. A business that can create passive income. So all these things like build your financial independence like house.
All right. So tell us about your awakening to financial independence.
My awakening. So I was in the military. I know Veterans Day is coming up. I was in the military. After I came out the military, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, but I said, okay, well, I need to do something. So I ended up getting a job. I'm in the D.C. area. So I ended up getting a job doing government contracting. So I was making good money, most money I've ever made in my life. So I told myself, I said, I want to make $100,000. So for me, $100,000 was like $1 million. So I was like, if I make $100,000, that means I've made it in life. So I worked overtime. I worked part-time. I think I got 2 jobs. I literally was working like 70, 80 hours a week. So I did that for a while. And I'm like, I got to make this $100,000. Got to make this $100,000. So I think I filed my taxes the next year in February. And I did make $100,000. Like I made like 110. And so I said to myself, I said, man, if this is what it feels like to make $100,000, I don't ever want to make $100,000 ever again. I said, I'm good. Like, I'd rather just be broke. And so when I thought about it, I said, you know, this can't be what the wealthy people I see do. This can't be what they do. So I started to read books, read lots and lots of books, just from different authors. I started to really look up different people who I looked up to, such as like Jay-Z and Beyonce. Like, these people have built a massive amount of wealth. I'm like, how do they do it? And I realized They weren't doing what I were doing. They were not doing what I was doing. They were doing the things like I mentioned, investing, buying real estate, things like that. And so when I really looked up into it, I said, we've been doing it wrong this whole time. Like, we've been thinking that we have to work till 67, 57 and a half. Like, we've been doing it wrong. So that was my awakening. And I'm like, I'm miserable. I'm miserable doing this. Why not try something different? Why not build financial freedom? Why not build generational wealth for my family? And I think it takes one person. It takes one risk taker in your family to build generational wealth. I think most people don't come from it, but it takes one person to start something that can last for generations and generations.
Yeah, totally. So I asked you that for a reason, because I think for some Americans, that American dream thing has been like a planned scam from the start. You know, we spend most of our time and lives in certain arenas, like with education, with the job, 40 hours a week, 8 hours a day. Mm-hmm. And for some people, that's 10 to 12. That's a normal day. Yeah. Half your day,
It's not just 8 hours. It's the time that it takes you to commute to work, the time that it takes you to get to work, the time that it takes you to get ready for work. It's all these factors. So you spend more time working than you do with your family and stuff. So when you think about other things, such as, the divorce rate, are you spending enough time at home? Are you spending enough time with your children? Are you happy? Like, are you able to do the things you enjoy? The reality is that life isn't forever. We are all going to die. We can't beat death. So if that's the case, why not live a fulfilled life? Mm. And even when it comes to education, like I have 2 degrees. So, but education is a business. It's very much a business. Schools want your money. They want your business. So they're going to entice you. Hey, can we do this? Can we do this? You should take more classes. We have this certification coming. We have this. But a college degree today doesn't guarantee you a job.
Yeah.
So you can spend $100,000, $200,000. That's okay. It doesn't guarantee you a job. And if you take out a loan, you still have to pay some of that back, regardless of whether you have a job or not.
Right. So sometimes it sounds like an endless loop, because it's inherited, from your forefathers and their fathers who didn't think to save and build generational wealth. So that's why I asked you in the beginning, like, that sounds complicated. And, like, how in detail do you go in your book, especially when it comes to the savings part? Because it's, like you said, it's cool to save, but if it's just sitting there, then it's just like hiding money in your mattress. Mm-hmm. It's not doing anybody any good.
So in the book, I go into detail, and it's a very easy to read book. It isn't technical at all, so anybody can pick it up and read the book. It kind of starts small. So I don't know if you're familiar with Dave Ramsey. Most people have heard of Dave Ramsey.
Oh yeah.
But when it comes to, I guess, like saving, he has a snowball method where you start with like the smallest balance, you pay that one off, and once you pay that one off, it builds your confidence and you'll pay more off. So when it comes to, like, let's say investing. So investing, the whole, like, we'll talk about the stock market. It's all about compounding. Now, I can't say I'm the best stock market investor or anything like that, because there's plenty of people who are better than me. But in terms of investing, when you first put your first $20 in it, it may not look like anything, but the more you can put into it, the more it can compound. So the stock market on average returns about 7% each year. That's including inflation and things like that. So about 7% each year. So if your money is returning 7% each year, that's more money. That's more of a return than you get in a savings account or a CD or anything like that. That's much more of a return. So you can expect your money to grow. So you have like Roth IRAs and IRAs traditional. You have 401ks. You have taxable brokerage accounts. So I always tell people, start with your 401k as your job. So I personally, I can't say that I like 401ks and things like that and TSPs just because it doesn't allow you access to the best funds. But what most of them do, most companies will match will match. So whatever they match to, if they match up to 3%, then you just put in 3% so you can get the match and get the free money. Then the other part, you go put that in a account that's not attached to a job. So like a Roth IRA, you pay taxes on it now. You put post-tax money into it, and when you take it out, you don't have to pay any taxes on it. So IRAs, you can put $6,000 in it per year. So $6,000 per year is $500 per month. If you can put $500 per month into that, put that into that account. Invest into you don't have to invest into an individual stock. You can put it into like an ETF that tracks the S&P 500, and you should be okay. Like, that's how you start. As far as with real estate, I tell people, just buy a house. If you can buy a house, buy a house. If it has to be a townhouse, have a townhouse. But that house will allow you to build equity. So you can build equity. You can technically borrow from your equity. I'm not big on encouraging people to sell all their houses. Like, I believe you should at least keep a house, but you can buy a house. So there's so many things you can do, but I think it just takes starting. So it also takes sacrifice. So I think some people want to keep up with the Joneses, like I call it. So you got to get the new car, the new watch, the new this. So I'm like, well, sometimes delayed gratification is the best thing you can do, because if you can take that money that you're going to spend on that and put that into investing, you can be better off. So there are people, even like the stock market, that's one thing I didn't mention, is stocks pay dividends. So a dividend basically is, if you own a share of a stock, they might pay you, let's say, 20 cents every quarter. So 20 cents is not a lot for owning one stock or one share. But if you own 20,000, that 20 cents is a lot more than 20 cents at that point for each share. So it just takes compounding. It takes time. So I don't think it happens overnight. It happens over a period of time.
All right. So you mentioned something about retirement early on. What's your whole idea of that? Should we be focused on retirement?
You said should we be? What do you mean exactly focused on retirement?
Like you said, with 401k, you have mixed feelings about that. But especially in our community, we tend to work past 70 sometimes, and either we have retirement or we don't. Like, what's your whole feelings and opinions about the whole retirement concept?
So I talk about that in the book as well. I think retirement, it's a scam too. So the way in the United States that retirement is set up is based off an age. So when you're 57 and a half, you can do this. And when you're 62, you can retire. So the full retirement age right now, if you were born after like 1966, is 67. So the life expectancy is only about 76. That means if you retire at the full retirement age, you only have 9 years technically to live your best life or whatever it is that you want to do. I think the real retirement should be a number. So if you have enough money, you can live off your investments, you can live off your savings, the money that you put aside. So that can be whenever. Some people retire at 30, some people retire at 28. Like, it just depends. So for me, it's not a point where I like, you retire and you wait to die. Like, that's when you live your best life. So you want to do that as quickly as possible. But I also say it gives you options. So once you reach that financial freedom point where you're free, you might say, you know what, I have the money I need, but I still want to go to work. If you still find value in your job, then keep doing it until you feel like you don't find value in it anymore. I think it's just about having options at this point. Some people want to take a year off, 2 years off, and say they want to go travel the world. That's great. So it's a number to me. So when you have enough money, then you technically don't have to work. But I think people don't think about that. People think about it, the age. Well, I can't do this until I'm 57 and a half, or I can't do this, I can't do this. But my question is why? So if you are, let's say you're 20 now. If you're 20 now, you should absolutely be thinking about, okay, what do I need to do to retire as quickly as possible? But most people who are 20 are not going to think that far ahead. Because it's like, oh, it's so far away. But it doesn't have to be far away. It can be as quickly as you like it, within reason. Because obviously it depends if it costs money. Like, I can't say, I won't tell you, sit here, you can get all these things without having money. Like, you have to have money to put into these things. You have to have money to invest. You have to have money for all these things. So I think the point is asking yourself, how can I get more money? How can I increase my income? And how can I reduce my expenses?
Absolutely. So, when can we expect your TED Talk?
My TED Talk, I don't know. I just started doing marketing for the book. So I'm back in DC now. I had some things going on in Florida for about 8 months. So I just started doing some marketing for it now. So we'll see.
All right. And this is your first book?
This is my first book, absolutely.
How did it feel when you released it?
It felt good. It kind of was like, I released it 2 days before my birthday. I was like, I guess I should do this now. Because I wrote it, and I'm like, so I guess I should do it now. So I just did that. I have a couple other ones in the trajectory, but for now, I'm just focusing on this one. I definitely want to push the word out. I think the message is good, and I think it's something that people need to hear. I think it definitely will change the perspective on it. So far, everyone who's read it, who I've talked to, they've given me really good, like, I wish I would have read this book 10 years ago, but it's never too late.
Yeah, that is always good to hear, guys. It is never too late. All right, Janelle, where can people pick up a copy of the book, and where can they connect with you online?
So they can go to americandreamisascam.com. When you go there, there will be a link if you would like to purchase the book. You can also search the book on Amazon at The American Dream is a Scam. I am on Instagram, Jaylay Finally Free. My page is private, but send me a request and I will make the page not private soon.
All right, people got to reach, especially our people.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm working with somebody on it. I'm horrible at social media, so that's what I'm horrible at.
I got you. Well, we are rooting for you, and congratulations on the book release, and keep educating our people on finances.
All right.
Or financial literacy, yeah.
All right, good talking to you.
Absolutely. Take care.
Take care. Bye-bye.
If your company or group has at least 5 or more W-2 employees, stayed open during the pandemic, and experienced some type of loss, then their business may qualify for up to $26,000 an employee through the Employee Retention Credit from the federal government. Since this is a tax credit, funds do not have to be paid back, and there are several ways that businesses can qualify for the tax credit other than a loss of revenue. There are still millions of businesses that haven't filed, and the deadline is slowly approaching, so the time is now to file before funding ends. To learn more about the ERC program, visit www.taxfilecredit.com. That's www.taxfilecredit.com.
Thank you, my Vigilantes family, as always, for checking out my podcast over here at Vigilantes Radio Live. All episodes are available for free download, and you can grab it from either Spreaker.com/Only One Media Group, Spotify, Castbox, iHeartRadio, iTunes, YouTube, the app Podcast Addict, or over at our website, which again is onlyonemediagroup.com, and that goes for every single show that we've ever aired. If you like to request music or send something for me to play, email it to vradio@onlyonemediagroup.com. That is V as in Victor. And here's my disclaimer: we are genre free, we do not judge, and we absolutely do not base our opinions on hearsay but facts alone. And actually, scratch all of that, because all of my opinions are always right. That's the bottom line. This is my show, so deal with it. Just kidding. On behalf of myself, Dini, I appreciate all you guys for tuning in, either afterwards or live with us. Spread the word, because sharing is caring. We stepped up our game just for you guys and our guests to make sure that you have the best experience here on our show. Be sure to connect with me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, Snapchat, TikTok, and all social media sites, as well as Spreaker, YouTube. We always follow back. Okay, well, just remember to put yourself into everything that you do, and never stop investing in yourself. Peace, love, grilled cheese, and talk with you later.
You are now listening to Vigilantes Radio, the people's choice for quality interviews, art, music, and hot topics. Hosted by Demetrius Houdini Black Reynolds of the duo No Longer the Hero. All episodes of this podcast are available for free download at www.onlyonemediagroup.com. This is a Seventh Sign Regime Rebirth Worldwide Syndicate exclusive.